Hey everybody, Chad Wesley Smith here. Very excited to launch our new apparel line. We've got a bunch of new shirts, men's and women's stuff. Really happy with the designs, so make sure you go to the link in the video information and get it while you can.
Hey everybody, bringing you another week in review series looking at the training of Marisa Inda as she prepares for IPF Raw Worlds and Kristen Dunsmore as she prepares for the 5-bar showdown in Atlanta. This week for the girls was a lighter week on the squat and bench with a heavy emphasis, heavy day on the deadlift. So, yeah, the Monday we're now transitioning to low bar squatting on both days of the week. We're into strength block for both of them, just focusing on a bit more specificity, where previously in hypertrophy they'd be doing all high bar on Mondays. So you can see Marisa just working through a lot of straight across sets there in the back squat and the front squat. Her front squat's really improving a lot. 92.5 kilos, over 200 pounds, and it's not an exercise that she likes for sure, but a very useful one. Here, Kristen with a similar day to Marisa, a little bit more volume as she's still further away in her program. So I think she did 1 or 2 more work sets in the back squat and then similar in the front squat. They had a bench day Tuesday, again straight across sets, but skipping ahead here to Wednesday. Big deadlift day for Marisa, one of the best deadlifters in the world in her weight class. And before she sent me this video, she's saying, oh, it felt so bad. The second rep got away from me. The third one I barely finished. So what you're watching and what I had a picture of in my head before she did this were much, much different lifts. So that was a big PR for her in the triple, 375 pounds for 3. Kristen's deadlift day on Wednesday didn't go quite as well. It's just not as consistent in her technique as Marisa is right now. But she pulled 380 for a double. So her hip was cramping up on her as she tried to get into the third rep. She's definitely strong enough for it. Just need more practice on the technique. We're always doing a lot of back down sets. And it's tough. No one wants to do back down sets after they pull a max deadlift. But here's Kristen, still just working the technique. 150 kilos, 330 for 4 sets of 3 after that top double. On to Friday's squatting. Again, we generally do the heavier squat later in the week for them. So here is Kristen doing 5 sets of 4 at 142.5 kilos, 314 pounds. And what we're really emphasizing in the squat technique is for the knee to stay forward out of the hole, so we can best utilize the quads during that portion of the lift, for her to push her upper back into the bar earlier during the lift. These squats, she's a little timid in the descent for what I'd like, but doing an okay job with the knee positioning. But you can see the hips shift back out of the hole there. And here's Marisa, with her last squat day of the week, 125 kilos, 275 pounds for 5 sets of 4. With a big deadlift earlier in the week, it makes a squat day like this very, very difficult. But she's just going in, getting the job done. We know that there's going to be days where she feels great and we can push the heavy weight. There's other days where you just have to get what's necessary done. With last week's frustrations about depth on her heavy day, she's really putting an emphasis on that. So let's take a look at this side view. Definitely in depth-wise there. So very happy with her progress. She's always just focused, taking care of all the little things. And we will see you next week.
With the new Juggernaut online coaching programs, we've had a lot of questions about which program is right for you. So here's a quick synopsis of our 3 different levels of coaching. First, club programming. Club programming is great if you're just looking to add some more structure, some expert design to your strength training for powerlifting or weightlifting, but probably not the best decision if you're looking to compete in one of the other sports, or if you have a specific competition date in mind, as it's just more general, continuous programming. Team programming is our favorite option. Team programming gives you programming tailored to your size, strength, gender, experience, and goals, control over the timing of the training relative to your competition, and access to our team of coaches for video review. One-on-one programming is going to be your best bet if you need very personalized attention based on a unique competition schedule, injury history, or if you're just looking to make sure that everything is built as specifically as possible to you. So we have 3 different levels of programming, and one of them is definitely going to be a great fit for you to help you improve in powerlifting or weightlifting.